Alright, welcome back everybody. On my last video, I got all the way to 8.5 point, whatever that is, 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6. I did 5.5 and 0.6, so now I'm gonna start with 7. And here we go. I also got massively distracted last time. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create it, and it's gonna run a function, and it's gonna create an X number of circles with a randomizing radius, and then inside of that function, it's gonna set a timer for the changing of the color. So basically, we're gonna have like a function inside of a function on this one, right? So we're gonna create the circles. And then we're going to, inside of that, change their colors. Actually, no. We're going to create a function that creates the circles. Then we'll set the timer to change the colors. So it'll be a function to create. We need a function. Wow, this is my brain. We need a function to create circles. And then we'll put something in there, whatever it is we put in there. And then we need a function to change colors. Okay, and then we're at a program that creates a list of numbers, circles on the screen of different sizes, and then every delay milliseconds get a random color and changes it all. Okie dokie. So, we need to actually create a list. That's right. So we're actually creating a list. Create circles array. All right, and then this one will create a circle. That'd be for the array. Create circles. So let's just do that one, right? And then this one right here, by the way, is going to call create circle function to add to array, and then it will eventually use variable or use object dot push into our what you call it, array, whatever it is. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then let's see what we got. Push, and then let's do that. So this is kind of like the setup here. So this creates the circle function. So that we're gonna actually create the circles here. So what do we have to do? We have to create X amount of circles. We have to make circles have different radii, and then we have to different random radii in this one. Okay, so let's create a new. First, let's create our circle, right? Variable circle. Where's that stuff? I hate writing. Oh, and then different random radii. I'm gonna in parentheses here, put radii and position, x, y coordinates. This is do. All right, so variable circle equals new circle, and that would be the radius. Radius, right? We don't have it. We haven't set that anywhere yet, and we have a minimum and maximum up here. So while we're thinking about it, let's create a variable called radius, and then let's set it equal to our randomizer. Where's our randomizer? Next, and title O. right? Next int. And our high and low is min radius and maximum radius. Boom. Max radius. Okay, so now we've created a circle. And if we go back to circles, we will then set its position. And I'm going to do that down here. And this is going to be a random position as well, right? So random X and then random Y. And now we actually have to set those as well, right? So we're going to have another variable, random X, and then we're going to have another variable, random Y. And that is once again going to be a randomizer. Now, as we have seen in past installments, we do not want the circles to come off or to be located inside of our, like, we don't want them to be cut off. So it always centers it here. So we have to offset it on the X position by its radius. Where's its, so we are, and its radius will be variable. Right, and its Y is also going to be radius. We want to offset it off by that much. And then it's, in the past we did get width minus its radius. This has been explained in previous videos, so if you're like, man, I don't remember, I suggest, man, you should go back and, work yourself up to this step, right? Because, this is kind of important, but we want to find the location of the maximum height and then subtract the radius. That way the circle doesn't get to it. Same thing, we go down to its maximum height and then subtract the radius so that way the circle, spawns in here. So now we have its position set. That color. Its color is going to be randomized, right? So circle.setColor, we're going to just put that over here. And then this code for future use, right? And then we're going to do randomizer, right? On that one as well. So to be edited as a random color. So we are going to eventually do set timer on this, and we are going to change those colors, right? And we're going to use that delay, which is actually capitalized. And once again, this has been explained in past videos as well. So we need to actually add the circle now, right? And we've done that in the past, add circle. And it's gonna need to be done so many times. And because we're working with arrays, right, we have to return values on this one. We always have to return a value if we're working with arrays. Don't forget to return that value of that circle to that array, right? Because we're going to call that function, right? Since this function is only being called right here, we have to return that value to the array. So that's next, right? Like, we have to return it. So what we're going to do when we create the circles array is we're going to add the call that function, right? And then use it to push. So we have to do this X amount of times, right? We're going to have to call it X amount of times. So what we need to do is we need to use a for loop for I equals 0 for variable, right? Not the index, because we are working with index, right? Where's my for function? I like to copy and paste. Right, for variable. What's that? Put that right here. There we go. I like it. And this is going to be our call function, right? We're going to use that right there, object.push. And our array. All the way to. Let's see. Oh God, that's an issue. Number of circles. all the way to number of circles. So we are going to create our circles, oh goodness, array. And in the past, let's just remember what we've done, right? Just to kind of like show where we ended at last time, right? When we did print array, right? We called the array flips. So this function it created a variable called flips, which was used flip coins, right? Function. It created an array and went all the way to number of flips and went I++ all the way to there, and it did the randomizer, and we were good to go. We can use something very similar to that, right? From number of circles all the way to I++. Wait a second. Because we're going to have to print these eventually. It does add them here. Returns it to here. Interesting. Running into small. I'm running into a small issue here. I'll show you why. On this one. Because we created the for this one, we created an array, and then for that array, we added to that array. So I wonder if in here, I need to create an array. Circles array. And then I need to add it in here. Just going to create it, and then for that, we're going to do this, right? This is what I was thinking. I was like, where are we gonna add that to? That's where my thought process. Because I was looking at this, I'm like, which array right here are we gonna add it to? Basically. And that's what I was thinking of. Push. And this push thing just pushes me for a loop. Pushes my buttons, man. Arrays. So push into the L. Okay. It adds this element to this array. Now, what element? What's our elements here? This is interesting. So let's run through the code, right? And I'm gonna put this in here for now. I forget what goes in here. It's gonna call this function. It's gonna create circles array. Create the circles array. And then for this loop, it's going to add an element to it. And the element that it needs to add to it is a number of circles. And it's going to add the circles to, and the element that it's going to add is the circle right here. That's what it's going to add. So, okay, so where in here, what, it needs to add this to it. Element. Maybe the function? That, yes. I'm going to call that. Yes. See, it's throwing me for a slight loop here. Because my understanding is only basic to intermediate so far of this stuff. And I've only been working with this for like a year now. And that's like on and off. So this is the element, right? Now think about it. It calls this function, and that function returns a circle element, right? That's why we need that return there, because we're going to return it to an array. And this is where that return is going to go to. So far, so good, right? And it's going to add them to that array. And then it's going to say, all right, we're going to add it and kind of like display it on the screen. And then we are going to dish out of that one, and we're going to change our colors. We're going to randomize the color of the circle. Now, I don't remember. It changes all the circles. So change color to all of them. So it needs to reference this one right here. Right? Going to have to reference this array. So it's going to have to be circles dot array. Change the color to a randomized color. Yeah, so now since we created something called a random color, we're going to have to make sure that create something called random color. And we have to make our random up to the top. Color. Bada bing. Boom, baby. Going to randomize that color. But here's the deal. This code is, if I click run, this code isn't going to work. Oh yeah, I mean, of course. Circles.array is not defined. Well, that's interesting. I'm glad those popped up. Huh. Interesting. Did I spell something wrong? It's right here. Definitely is defined. It's spelled correctly. Yeah, it's spelled correctly. But it's not referencing it. Why would it not be referencing it? It references it in its own code. So it... No, wait a second. This does not reference... Like, this function right here does not call upon this function. This function does not... I'm saying this one and this one don't communicate. They're two separate lines. This variable is only present inside of this function. So I wonder if the reason is because I defined it locally in here. I wonder if I do that. No. Close. It didn't work. Wait, what? It worked? Circles.array. That set color is not a function. So now it does reference it. Why is that not a function? What it's saying is, I can't just set all the colors to that array with one code, because circles array is an array, right? They're basically data points. It's not like what we've done in the past where we created an object and we changed that object's color. Like these are items in a list. So what we're gonna have to do is go to every item in that list and say, for this item, set it to a particular color. Oh God. Well, at least I already have the for function in here. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, I'm happy. I'm happy. So we had some bougie code going on. That's okay. It ended up working, so there's the whole code. It works. Okay. Program, you would draw a barcode on the screen and give an array that represents the data in the barcode. This array will contain a boolean in it. the Boolean is true, you will draw a vertical line in that position that runs from the top of the bottom of the screen. If not, you will not draw the line. You will have written the generate barcode function that creates a random barcode. Your job is to write a draw barcode function. Generate barcode. What do we have right now? Generate a bit array where something an array contains booleans in each index. True means there is a black line. False means there is not. What is set size? 400 to 100? Where's our lines at? This is going to take me a little bit to kind of like look at and kind of like get under my belt. All right, first let's look at this. We have written the generate barcode function for you that creates a random barcode. All right. Now, because it's in here, we're not going to be able to reference it anywhere else. We cannot reference barcode anywhere else. It's only in here. From I to the number of lines, barcode at that I is a randomizer, and its probability of showing up is 0.3. It's going to return a barcode. Function draw barcode. Your code goes here. So, wait a second. Draw a barcode. Insert barcode, right? And that's going to reference generate barcode, number of lines, right? And the number of lines is going to go in here, and that's up here. So it's going to create 400 lines at most. And so there could actually be 400 lines in here. But it's going to randomize which ones show up or don't. Draw a barcode. So this already does that. And what is this reference? Draw a barcode. Draw the given barcode. Okay. So how does it know its thickness? And how does it know where to start and to finish? Right. So I think that's the assignment, right? If we go to assignment, the array will contain a boolean. You draw a vertical line in that position. You will not draw the line. They've already done that. Oh, it's kind of weird how this is what they tell us, but they already did that for us, right? Your job is to write the draw barcode function. So we actually have to draw a line. So we are going to have to add a new line in here. We're going to have to make it generates the barcode. So if true, draw the barcode. Draw the. Where's barcode? Return barcode. Right. This is going to be true or false value. If true, draw it here. Which means we're going to have to then move right. So this is if all right, for rather, because every time this happens, for true or if true, let's do this. If it's true, right? If barcode, right, equals true. Just put this in here. That way we can write our code, we can see it. We are going to do the following. We are going to make a line, draw the line, and then after it does that, it's going to move over. So we're going to draw our first line, and then we're going to move it. So we actually have to set... Yeah, we only have to draw 1, 2, and then we actually also have to do set... oh, by the way, its color is not green. It's black. We have to set the line width. And the line width is actually going to be random. Probably between that set size that's up there. Like, I'm not entirely sure, like, where that set size is being used. Like, I don't see it anywhere. Like, I don't even know what set size is. Right? Like, it's weird. So, let's see. It'll be a random width. Random thickness, that's what it is. And it's gonna move it. Man, this is actually kind of interesting. So it's 0. We're also already be 0, 0. And its x2 will be its get height. And its y2 will always be get width. That's not that simple. Because x is going to... Okay, so it's... Y is always going to be 0. Like, here's our... It's always going to go from 0 to here. But its x position will move over. Wait a second. What's the difference between line width and... Oh, I see. Okay. We're gonna call this dx. Right? Because we're gonna move it. Dx. And then... No, we're just gonna create them. We're gonna... variable dx equals... let's just say 10 or 0. It's gonna randomly generate a random width. Variable random width between these two values. So let's go to our randomizer again. It's going to be between these two variables. Let's just say 1 and 10. Right? And it'll take dx equals dx plus random width. We're gonna change how far over we go. So let's say it's a width of 10. Well, we want to move it over half of that, actually. And we're going to create a new line. And that line will have the width of the random width set to color black. And then it'll run through. Alright. Draw barcode. Generate barcode number of lines. And it's going to return that array. And that array is going to go into here. These are my thoughts, because we still have to change this and turn this into an array. So we're still going to have to reference that array, right? So it's going to have to loop through that entire barcode. Man. Yeah, it's going to have to loop through that entire barcode. So what we need to do is create a loop, right? For variable I equals 0. We've done this enough now, right? Okay. From I is less than all the way to, well, what's being given is, this is our array, right? This barcode is array. Where barcode is an array. To the size of the barcode. Length. ETH. I++. We're going to iterate. Right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the barcode. That's I. If it is true, then we will run this code. You know, I forgot something. I'm pretty sure I forgot to add a line. Yeah, you have to add a line. Now, I don't even know if this code works. You're going to try it though. If barcode equals true. Now remember, for the if functions and booleans, all you gotta do is just put it in there. Do we need an else? True, no, else it. Oh yeah, we did have something. dx is 0 if true. No, you know what I need to do? I need to do something else. Either way. Because if it's false, it's not going to. Here's what we need to do. We just need to go outside the if function. It needs to loop. For variable this, loop 1, randomizer. It adds it to the dx. If it's true, it's going to add the line, right? At that dx to the height from 0 to whatever. All this did was just make something true or false. We're creating a line, the width of the line, the color of the line, and the width is going to be that width. So it runs through it, boom, comes back to I equals 1. Now it goes here. It adds the random width to it, changes it again. And I don't know what else I have to do. Man, there's so much going on here. Oh. Dang. Not good. Well, it says it's good. Man, what's the problem? They look like they're all going to a common point. Man. What do I have wrong? X1, Y1, I'm dumb. X1 is DX. X2, Y2. They all have the same. Yeah, they're all going same direction. Got 2 points here. About this. I got their X's moving over. They both, okay, well, actually, they both go from top to bottom, but my X's are freaking out on me. It looks like they're all going to, like, right down here. I don't like that either. Let's do this. Let's do 0 to... Yeah. Oh, yeah, check it out. I always get these mixed up. Oh, well, that makes sense now. My Y2, X1 is here. Oh, that Y2 goes from 0, 0. From 2. Y2. Oh, this is where it's wrong. Look, they're all at the same X and Y. They need to have the same X up and down. So my X2s need to be the same. So whatever this is... Yeah, the X's have to be the same because vertically they're on the same. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, it needs to fill up... the entire thing. Here you go. That's cool. It worked. I like it. And we are done, ladies and gentlemen. We have submitted. We've continued. And that's it for 8.5. Hope it finds you well, guys. Take care.